Hello dear learners, this is Shumana Islam, lecturer, Department of English. How are you all? I hope all of you are healthy and hearty. Today I will be teaching changing sentences. Dear students, before starting the class, I want to tell you something. Dear students, you all know that we are not in a favorable situation and every day we are facing different challenges. But dear students, we have to move on, we have to keep pace with the time, isn't it? So dear students, as a student, it's your duty to make yourself ready for the coming future. And how can you do that? You have to do it by using your knowledge and skills. And your education is going to help you to improve your skills. So I hope all of you are giving emphasis on these online classes or the virtual learning process. My dear students, you know that knowledge is power. If you have knowledge, you can gain anything. Your knowledge is going to help you to become smarter, to cope with any kind of situation in this world. Your knowledge is the first thing that is going to help you. So dear students, this is my request to all of you to be more attentive and more serious to your studies. There is no other option without studies. Okay, you have to study, you have to get full benefits from these classes. We teachers are really eager to help you in any way. So my dear students, I hope you will pay attention and do the class properly. So the topic is changing sentences. We can also say transformation of sentences. You have 10 marks in this item. There will be 10 sentences and in bracket instruction will be given what forms you have to make. So dear students, what are the basic concepts that you need to know? Let's see. Types of sentences. So as you are going to construct new sentences, you have to have clear idea about the types of sentences. And we know that there are two types of sentences. One is meaning based, another is structure based. You know, dear students, according to meaning, sentences are of 5 types: assertive, interrogative, imperative, optative, and exclamatory. Okay, and then structure based. Structure based sentences are of 3 types: simple, complex, and compound. So my dear students, you have to have clear idea what are the structures of these sentences. So sentence construction. When you have clear idea of these meaning based sentences and structure based sentences, you will surely be able to construct a sentence. Okay? Changing the form of a sentence without changing the original meaning. This is the most important requirement. Okay? So when you are constructing a new sentence, you have to keep it in mind that you cannot change the original meaning of the given sentence. So dear students, let's know about sentence types in detail. So dear students, according to meaning, sentences are of 5 types. The first one is assertive sentence. Assertive sentence is a general statement that ends with full stop. Okay? For example, he goes to school every day, or honesty is the best policy. And then interrogative sentence asks a question. That means all types of questions are called interrogative sentence. And interrogative sentence starts with a interrogative pronoun like who, which, where, whom, how. These are, and it can be also the auxiliaries. Imperative sentence, order, command, or request, starts with verb or let or don't or never, and it also ends with a full stop. So imperative sentence has several types. It can be an order or command or request or advice, and these types of sentences usually starts with verb or let, or it can be don't or never as well. And then optative sentence, a statement that expresses a wish or a prayer, and it also ends with a full stop. So any kind of wish and prayer is called optative sentence. And usually we get may in this type of sentences, like may Allah help you, you may get the job, like this. Then number 5, exclamatory sentence. It conveys strong emotion. The last one is exclamatory sentence, which conveys strong emotion. Strong emotions like it can be joy, sorrow, surprise, wonder, fear, anxiety, etc. Okay, and exclamatory sentences usually start with what or how or had, and it can be hurrah, alas, etc. Okay. Now let's see the 3 types of sentences according to structures. First one is simple sentence, one subject and one verb. In a simple sentence you will have one subject and one verb, and we can also call it independent clause. And then compound sentence. Compound sentence has 2 independent clauses, and these 2 clauses are joined by coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are and, or, but, for, yet, so, nor. These are the coordinating conjunctions. And number 3, complex sentence, one independent clause and one or more dependent clause, and use subordinating conjunctions. So in case of complex sentence we use subordinating conjunctions. For example, that, so that, if, unless, since, as, because, which, while, when. So these are subordinating conjunctions. Now I will move to the examples and rules. So my dear students, first of all let's see affirmative to negative. Number 1 is only or alone. If you find only or alone in the sentence, there are 3 types of rules. Like for person you will write none but in the negative form. For object you will write nothing but, and for number you will use not more than or not less than. Then if in case of always you will write never. In case of sometimes, not always. As soon as, no sooner had. In case of superlative degree you have to transform it into positive degree of no other form. Number 6, to, adjective to. The negative will be so dot dot that, or so adjective that plus cannot or could not. Now my dear students, I will discuss assertive to interrogative. They enjoyed in the picnic. Didn't they enjoy in the picnic? We do not play regularly. Do we play regularly? So see the first 2 examples. In case of affirmative sentence, the question will be negative interrogative, and in case of negative sentence, the question will be, or interrogative form will be in the affirmative. That means you don't need to use not in the question. Number 3, in case of everybody, everyone, every man, in that case you have to use is there anybody who, or is there anyone who, is there any man who, like this. See the example, everybody wants peace. Is there anybody who doesn't want peace? So is there anybody who doesn't? Okay. Then nobody loves a liar. The question is who loves a liar? So these are the interrogative forms. These are some of the rules from assertive to interrogative. Assertive to imperative. There are 2 cases. In case of imperative, first person and third person, let plus subject. That means in case of first person and third person you will start the sentence with let and then the person. For example, we should go out. The imperative is let us go out. Another example is he plays football. The imperative will be let him play football. Okay. Then number 2, second person, verb plus object. In case of second person, that means you. In case of you have to use only the verb and the object in imperative form. Example, you should work hard. The imperative form is work hard. Okay. So these are the rules for imperative sentence. So dear students, let's move to simple complex compound, the most difficult one. I have given you some key words here so that you can memorize the rules easily. This is the easiest way to memorize. See, number 1, in case of in spite of, in the simple sentence, the complex should be made with using though, subordinating conjunction, and in case of compound it will be but. For example, in spite of being ill, he went to school. The complex will be though he was ill, comma, he went to school. Remember, you have to use comma when the subordinating conjunction is in the beginning of the sentence or the subordinating clause is starting the sentence. Then compound you will use but. The compound form will be he was ill but he went to school. Number 2, in order to or to, so that and so. For example, he went to market to buy food, and the complex will be he went to market so that he could buy food. Remember, you have to follow the tense. And compound is he went to market and so he bought food. Then next, number 3, verb plus ing, or you can say present participle. In case of present participle, in the complex form you will use since or as or because, and in compound you will use and. Verb plus ing, you can say present participle also. For example, being sick, he could not go to school. The complex will be since he was sick, he could not go to school, and the compound is he was sick and he could not go to school. Number 4, by plus gerund. Gerund means verb plus ing, and the complex will be if plus affirmative clause, and in the compound you have to use imperative sentence and. For example, by reading more you can learn more, and complex will be if you read more you can learn more, and in the compound sentence you will write read more and learn more, or you can say and you learn more. Number 5, without plus gerund. If you find without then verb plus ing, then you will use, for complex sentence you have to use if plus negative sentence. In the compound you will use imperative sentence plus or. For example, without reading more you cannot learn more. The complex will be if you do not read more you cannot learn more. Dear students, there are more rules of simple complex compound. Let's see. So next, besides or both and, while in complex sentence, and in compound not only but also. For example, he is both intelligent and honest. The complex will be while he is intelligent, he is honest, and for compound, he is not only intelligent but also honest. Now next one, adjective plus person, who, and adjective plus object, which, and. So if you find adjective and person in the simple sentence, you will use who for the complex, and for compound obviously it is and the conjunction. Number 8, at the time or only time or at the age. If the time, anything about time is referred in the sentence, in that case you will make complex using when, and in compound you will use and. So these are the most important rules of simple complex compound, and if you follow, if you can remember the hints or the keywords, you can easily make the sentences. You know that English sentence construction is subject, verb, object. So while using subject, verb and object in the right place, you can make clauses, and at the same time you can make compound and complex sentences. Well, my dear students, in transformation there are two types of voice, active voice and passive voice. Let's see the structures of active voice, subject, verb and object. And what happens in passive voice, object comes first and then we have to put auxiliary, then V3, that means the past participle form of the main verb, and comes by or to or with or at, and then the subject. So it can be by. In most cases you have to use by, but there are exceptions, like in case of no you have to use to, known to, and with for surprised with, annoyed with, and shocked at, marveled at. So there are some exceptions, you have to remember it. See the example of active to passive. He helped the poor boy. The boy was helped by him. So the poor boy is the object, it came in the beginning. Then we used an auxiliary verb as the main verb is in past form. Remember, you have to be very careful about the tense of the sentence while changing. So you have to use past tense, past auxiliary was helped by him, the objective form of the subject. And then passive to active. There are many chances that you will get passive to active sentences, like the thief was caught. See, the thief was caught. The doer is not present here. See the sentence, the doer is not present here. That means who caught the thief, that is not given. So what we have to do is to bring the subject or the doer in the active form, like police caught the thief. Dear students, I have given some more examples of voice change that are a little confusing for students. Interrogative sentence, whom do you want? The passive form is who is wanted by you. So in case of whom, you have to change into who. Who is wanted by you. Then what did he ask for? What was asked for by him. So if you find did, you have to use was while doing passive. Then did you see my pet? Was my pet seen by you? Then if you find modals in the sentence like can, could, shall, should, may, might, in that case you have to use be. Like I may help you, the passive is you may be helped by me. Okay. Now we will see the rules for degree or comparison of degree. There are three forms of degree: positive, comparative and superlative. And there are three rules of changing from positive to comparative and superlative. First one is no other plus subject, no other plus, then the comparative will be then any other, and the plus superlative degree. These are the key words that will help you to remember the rules or the structures. And then number two is very few, comparative is than most other, and superlative is one of the plus superlative degree. And in case of as, you have to make comparative using not plus comparative degree plus then. S2 means the second subject, subject 2 will be in the beginning, then verb, and then not and comparative degree plus then plus subject 1. These are the three structures for degree change. So dear students, remember in case of no other, the verbs will be singular, and in case of very few, the verb will be plural. And as when you find as, that means there will be two things that are compared, so you have to make it comparative by using this structure. Okay, so dear students, these are the rules that are mostly used in transformation. Try to focus on the rules and the tense, the structures of the sentences, so that you can answer properly. It is not at all difficult. If you practice regularly, the concept will be clear to you and it will help you to get a very good marks in transformation. Okay, so dear students, that's all for today. See you in next class. Till then, Allah Hafiz.